Hello, it's me, Marie. I'm going to show you my main chayote plant. I have 4 chayote this year. Last year I had 9 chayotes. So far, the oldest chayote did not make it because it did grow back, but something ate the base of it. It came back 3 times this year. Maybe like a critter or a bug ate the tender vine because when they're juicy, just like squash borer. I suspect it was a squash borer that ate the tender stalk or the tender vine of the chayote. 2 weeks ago, we harvested a basket full of just a mixture of good size one, big one, medium size, and tiny little chayotes because in the forecast we had 34 or 35 degrees freezing temperature. And so I wasn't sure if we're going to get freezing temperature. So what I did is that I just harvested everything just in case, but I did not. We are now in the first part of November. So hopefully the freezing temperature will hold off. That way the small ones will continue to grow and that we can still harvest chayotes. And they are organic, by the way, they're organic. If it continues the way it is, it will continue to produce. It's amazing. As you can see here, here's the vine. There's chayote laying. Here's another chayote. Look at that. There's chayote everywhere. And if you go over there, there's chayotes everywhere hanging. Look at these. Right here. Chayote. Chayote. Right here. Chayote. Chayote. Look at that. You see, if you don't try, you won't know until you try. So if you want to plant chayote in zone 7, you can. There's still a lot of blossoms. See that? Chayote everywhere. This is the biggest harvest. I thought last year was my biggest harvest, but this year is my biggest harvest so far because there's no freezing temperature yet. There's a lot of chayotes. Wherever I look, there's chayotes. Look. Wow. And there's still this size here. This size. Look. We have a ladder here because 2 weeks ago we started harvesting the ones that good sized. And look at this one here. There's 2 on one stem. And look at these. How pretty that is. And then, of course, you can see these. There are leaves that are drying up. It's because the older leaves, they will get mature and they will not forever be green. It's okay if you see it's okay if you see leaves that are turning brown. It's normal. Now I'm on the other side and there's more. Look at that. Right here. This is what we harvested today. And there's more chayotes of these size. And get this, I only have 4 plants this year. Last year, I had 9 plants. But then, the frost came earlier last year. Although it was not the earliest, we've had frost in the past, like mid-October. But last year was like first week of November. They're hanging, look. Don't harvest the small ones. Yes, that one you can harvest. Very good. Only the big ones, okay? The small ones are going to die. The small ones are going to still develop and grow. Eventually the vine will die because of the freezing temperature. I also had several boxes of Chayote Harvest last year, but because of the early frost last year, earlier than this year, so I didn't have a lot. This year so far, I've harvested 6 boxes of chayote. I only have 4 plants. So that shows that when the temperature is right, the chayote can thrive and can still produce. I only have 4 and I have like 6 boxes so far of harvest. And if this gets full, this will be the 7th box. And I have a few of the chayotes that have like damage or something like that. They rot at the end, but you know, it doesn't mean you can't cook this one. Still good, but look at this one here. Ooh! Oh no, that one just dropped. You can tell that some of the chayotes are really maturing. When you see the streaks, it means that they are getting mature, getting hard. So you harvest them when they are not very hard skinned. You don't have to peel them. Can't keep up with them. There's just so much. There's a lot. With only 4 plants. Around mid-October, second week of October, we had freezing temperature. It was close. It was a close call, but it did not freeze. So that's why we were able to harvest quite a bit. Top of the leaves were like burnt or wrinkly a little bit, but the vines were still alive after that 34 degrees, 34, 35, but it did not freeze. So the vines continue to keep the plants alive, and the baby chayotes continue to grow and thrive. So here we are. We're still getting a lot of harvest. Don't drop. That's gonna be really heavy. Do you enjoy harvesting?
Yes, I like harvesting.
You like harvesting? Okay, here. Let's get that one. Okay. Oh, nahulog. Those are the baby ones. Here, okay, hold this one too.
We're going to grab them. The ones that are small, drop on the ground.
Yeah, right here. You like chayotes?
I'll eat them.
You eat them?
Yes.
This is the 7th box we've harvested. The 7th box of harvest, okay? And there's more on the vine. And this is the 2nd week of November. So far, there's no freezing temperature. So we're hoping that there will be another week, and then the baby ones can still produce. So maybe we'll harvest 10 boxes for this season. We're blessed. Around this time, it's one of my favorite harvests, the chayote, because chayote is an Asian store. It's like 179. I'm able to plant it here, but it's a hit and miss. Sometimes you get good crop, sometimes not, because again, it's all dependent on the weather, the temperature. This is just an encouragement. I know I have posted a lot of chayote plants, but I will tell you again, if there's a will, there's a way. And don't be discouraged. Some years are okay. Some years you have abundance. Some years you have a lot of pests to deal with. Just like my oldest chayote, it came back for 9 years and it died this year because of that borer that ate it. It would have been alive if it was not eaten. But don't be discouraged. Keep trying, keep planting, even though you think that you have a purple thumb or not a green thumb, okay? Because whatever you do, if you put your heart and time and attention and extra tender love and care, your plant will just grow. And keep learning, keep learning. God gives us wisdom and sunlight, soil, air. Those are important elements for the plants to grow. So keep trying. The grocery stores will not give you free chayotes. The government will not give you free organic food. You need to use your money. But if you don't have the time, then you will use your money. Not all the time that you can buy good source and good organic food that have nutrients and good quality food for you. Happy planting and happy harvesting. Happy Thanksgiving. I have a reason to be thankful for, because I have chayotes, and I'm thankful for the harvest we have had this year. I hope your family is doing well, and keep a grateful heart.